HANBYs, Mr. Farina back again with another week of physical education. I am so super pumped to be back. I am so super excited to be with you. I wish we could be here in the gym, but now it's only me in the gym. If you look and see this wonderful piece of equipment, what do you think we're doing? Wrong! We're doing bowling this week. So even though we have a soccer ball, you can use any ball at the comfort of your own home. It could be a basketball, a soccer ball, it could be a tennis ball, whatever you feel comfortable with using. Now, if you take a peek at the very end of the gym, right here, there's pins far, far away. So I'm gonna take that ball, I'm gonna roll that ball. Boom! Yeah! All my pins knocked down for a strike. Now, bowling. Bowling is fun. Bowling you can do at your house. Bowling you can do at a bowling alley. Not right now, but when you get everything back to clear. And bowling is something that's gonna really work on a lot of our skills. Now, to start our activity today, I want you to simply pause this video when I say pause. And when I say pause, what I need you to do is this. You're gonna go get a piece of paper. You're gonna go get a crayon, a marker, a pencil or a pen, something that you can write with, and then you're gonna come back to your spot and take a seat with me. I'm gonna show you how we're gonna set up today's lesson. I'm gonna give you all the details so that you're prepared to do this at your house. So first, when I say go, pause your video, run to get that paper, that pencil, and again, something to write on. Also remember, make sure when you hit the pause button, go potty. No potty breaks during PE. And also make sure you got your sneaks on. No flipping and falling, no slipping and sliding. I don't want you falling all over this gym. So when I say go, hit the pause, get your stuff, come back, unpause, and we're ready to go. Pause! All right, welcome back. So if you pause this video and now you're coming back, you are getting ready for our wonderful bowling lesson. Now again, all of our lessons are typically about 45 minutes. Mr. Farina is gonna teach or do a lesson for about 20 to 25, maybe even a little shorter, and then give you the rest of the time to try your activity. So in this activity today, when we talk about bowling, you're gonna notice I have put a blank piece of paper on our wall. That's gonna be the paper that you're gonna write on. We're gonna set up our bowling scorecard. So our bowling scorecard is gonna be set up so that you can bowl by yourself. You could bowl with your family. If you live next door to a friend that you've been able to touch and talk to, you can bowl with a friend. But again, as you're setting up this wonderful bowling scorecard, there's some specific things that I want you to do. Now, for the bowling scorecard, you can recreate this many times. You can create as many times or many things that you want to do. So I might want to bowl only 5 times, and that's it, and that's okay. I might decide that I'm gonna bowl 6 or 7 times, maybe 12 times. I can make this as long as I can. So the first thing I want you to do, I want you to take your crayon or your marker or your pencil and look at your blank piece of paper. Now I like it sideways because that's gonna be where the lanes go. Now the first thing I want you to do is I want you to write your name. So if your name's Declan or Tommy or Chance or Tabitha or Tara, or Sarah, or whatever your name is. You're just gonna write your name right on the word. So I'm gonna write Mr. F, period. Now, you're gonna see it says Mr. F, and that's gonna be on my scorecard. So my scorecard has my name on it, so I know where I'm gonna bowl, that's gonna be where I'm gonna put my score. Now, next to my name, I'm gonna put many lines down. The amount of times that you want to bowl is the amount of times that you're gonna put lines down. Now watch me first before you start your scorecard. Now that I have my name in the corner, I'm gonna get ready. So I have my name, I'm gonna put a line straight down to the bottom, and another line right next to it, and another line right next to it. And I'm gonna keep creating these lines as I go down, all the way to the bottom of my scorecard. Now, the reason why I'm collecting these or writing these lines is simply because I'm creating the lanes that are in my bowling. Now, what I need to do then, if I'm playing with multiple people, is I need to make sure that I separate so that I know whose scores are going to what name. So I'm gonna take a long line, just like the lines that I just wrote. I'm gonna take a long line and I'm gonna go all the way across my paper. So I know that Mr. F, all of my scores are gonna go up here at the top. So let's just say that I'm bowling with, Catherine today. I might put Catherine's name right here. And let's just say I'm bowling with Emily today. I might put Emily's name right here. And let's just say that I'm bowling with Jackson today. I put Jackson's name right here. So as you can see, all of those names now are on my scorecard. If you're bowling alone, just write your name. If you're bowling with your family or friends, you can write their names as well. But notice, each place where there's a name, whoop, you're gonna see that line goes straight across, and that's where we're gonna put our scores. So now that you're gonna be working on bowling, you're gonna see that that scorecard is gonna be created for you. Once you're done creating that scorecard, put it in a safe place, away from your bowling alley, away from the ball, so you know it's not gonna get disrupted or moved or torn or broken. Now, with your scorecard, in the order that you are listed, so Mr. Farina is gonna go first, then if I'm bowling with anybody else, they're second, third, and fourth. That's the way we're gonna bowl here today in our class. I am gonna be solo today. My assistant, she's sleeping right now. It's really early in the morning, and she's gonna be waking up soon to get ready for school. So for me, I'm gonna be by myself. With you, if you're bowling with multiple people or different people, you're just gonna switch every single time. Now to show you the way that this works, all I'm gonna show you is down here. So again, these are my bowling pins. I can have 6 bowling pins, 3 in the back, 2 in the middle, 1 in the front. And notice it forms a triangle. If I'm really struggling with my shape, which we might be doing, that's okay. Mr. Farina likes to recommend sometimes putting a piece of tape on the floor. So if I move my bottles into my tape, 1, 2, 3, they fit inside the triangle, and then I put 2 in the front, and then 1 all the way at the top. I now formed my triangle, and it's in my triangle. So again, if you've got paper at home or pieces of tape that you want to make a triangle on your floor, you can do that. If you're comfortable with simply making a triangle yourself, easily just put those bottles down so you're ready to go. Again, if you have bowling pins at your house, which many of you might, you can use bowling pins. I like to use water bottles because I don't have any pins at my house. So with my water bottles, I'm gonna nicely stack them into a group of 6 in my triangle. If you don't have 6 water bottles, don't fear. You can still do it with 3. 1, 2, and 3. So again, if I just have 3, I'm gonna put 2 in the back, 1 in the front, and I'm nicely gonna make my bowling alley look just like this. 3 in a triangle, 2 in the back, 1 in the front. Now, the next thing I wanna talk to you about with bowling is very simple. The ball that you're gonna use. You can use anything. I started my video with a giant soccer ball, kind of throwing you off on purpose because we have a lot of different pieces of equipment here in our gym. At home, you're gonna have a lot of different pieces of equipment, but you might not have a bowling ball. I don't have a bowling ball. You might not have a bowling ball. So we're gonna be using something different today. In our activity today, you're gonna nicely see that when we bowl, you get 1 roll, that's it. It's a little different than regular bowling. You're gonna get 1 roll, and the amount of pins that you knock over is gonna be the numbers that you keep. So in this class, if I'm gonna do it with 3 pins, I'm gonna do it with 3 pins for everybody. If I'm gonna do it with 6 pins, I'm gonna do it with 6 pins for everybody. And I'm gonna make sure that as I use those pins, I write down the score of the number that I got, not the number that's left standing. So if I put my video here and you're gonna watch me go to our video, you're gonna nicely see that the bowling alley is set up right in front of me. Notice the scorecard, notice the pins, and now you see that wonderful yellow ball. My new favorite color, yellow. That wonderful ball is sitting right here. I'm gonna walk over, I'm gonna take that ball. Now, as I told you in our week 1 lesson, I showed you some things that you can do in your home. I personally like to put a piece of tape on the ground. So it could be painter's tape, it could be scotch tape, it could be masking tape, any tape that you have. The reason why I put that tape down is I don't wanna cross that line. It's not fair if I'm bowling with friends or other people, that if I get too close, then it's not fair for them. So I wanna make sure that I stay behind that line. So in this activity, I'm gonna take my ball. I am older, so I'm gonna be farther back. I really want my kindergarten and 1st grade friends to be up to my front piece of tape. You're gonna notice the 2 pieces of tape, and I'm gonna be back a little bit. Now, in our activity today, with this wonderful bowling activity, you're gonna watch, I'm gonna bowl, I'm gonna do it 1 time, and then I'm gonna be responsible for getting the ball and also setting up my pins. Once I bowl and roll that ball and I knock over any of those pins, I'm gonna set them back up in my triangle, and then I'm gonna get the ball and bring it back since I'm bowling solo. If you're bowling with a partner, mom, dad, little brother, big brother, whatever it may be, while you're bowling, what I want you to do is have one person against the wall, and I want the other person to be the roller. And then you're just gonna switch. If you're bowling with a lot of people, just get in a little line, but always have somebody against that wall. That way that when the ball hits the wall, they can grab it rather quickly. I also wanna tell you, just as a reminder, don't set your water bottles or your pins all the way up against the wall. The reason that is sometimes when the ball rolls, it's gonna hit those pins, it's gonna pin them up against the wall. You don't want that to happen, so you're gonna wanna move them out just a little bit farther from the wall so that when you knock over those pins, they actually have space to hit the wall and then fall down. Now remember, the whole object or the objective of bowling is to knock over those pins. So if I was going first, Mr. Farina is up, I'm gonna look at my back piece of tape. Now that I've got my back piece of tape, that's gonna be the one that I'm bowling from. I'm gonna then work on my technique. We went over in week 1 our technique, but I went through it really quickly. I wanna just remind you some of those. Your belly button, that's gonna be your target. You're gonna be facing that target with your belly button. You always wanna start standing straight up, straight ahead. You're gonna take that ball, you're gonna squeeze it just a little bit, okay? You won't wanna squeeze it too hard because you're not gonna control it, but you wanna squeeze it just a little bit so that you have some control of that bowling ball. When you do hold that ball, you're gonna nicely bring that ball. And remember, we talked about going underneath our knee. That's important because if we roll it from up here, it's gonna go down and bounce off the ground. We wanna lower our body. As we lower our body, we're gonna get nice and close to the ground. And again, you're gonna take your good hand. You've got 2 hands, obviously. One, I like to call my good hand. This is my dominant hand for my 4th and 5th graders. I also have a non-dominant hand, which is the one I don't use that much for my kindergarten through 3rd grade. I always call it my yucky hand. Ooh, that's my yucky hand. I don't use it that often. So with your good hand, I want you to put your hand on the ball. I'm gonna ask you then, once again, to lower your body, lower it down. As you bring your body down, you're gonna take that ball, you're gonna go by your knee, underneath of it. And as you bring it back, you can bring it all the way up to my head. Not above my head, now to about where my head is. And then I'm gonna bring it down to the ground and I'm gonna release and I'm gonna roll it straight to those pins. So, technique, belly button, straight to your target, good arm, non-dominant hand, put it to the side. Dominant hand, that's the one you're gonna use, your good hand to bowl with. Lower your body, ball under your knee, back on the ground, roll it forward. Fantastic. So you got the technique, you've got your scorecard set up. Now, I'm gonna give you about 1 or 2 rounds just to show you what it looks like. As soon as this is done, you're gonna then stop the video, you're gonna put it down, and then you're gonna go set up your bowling alley for you, okay? So once you set it up, then you're gonna get started. I want you to bowl a couple pins or a couple lanes for me, okay? You might wanna do 15, you might wanna do 12. I wanna really see you do at least 10 of them, okay? 10 is a good match for you and I to make sure that you're getting the concept and the technique down. So again, 10 for each of you. If you're bowling with other people, do about 10 frames. Now, for this one, Mr. Farina's up. I'm nicely behind my line. I'm gonna move over a little bit to the side so you can watch me roll and watch my technique. I'm gonna lower my body, I bring the ball back, and I roll. Oh man! Am I upset? No. Am I mad? No. Am I sad? No. Positive vibes. I want you to be positive. Be happy, keep smiling. I didn't get any pins down. Is it the end of the world? No! Just pick up the ball and do it again. Remember, if you're bowling with other people, you have to make sure that you split or switch and switch each and every time. So since Mr. Farina's bowling by myself, I'm gonna pick up that ball again. I'm gonna come back to my line, and again, now I'm gonna really concentrate. I didn't get any pins the first time. Not mad, not upset. I just get to try again. So I take that ball, now I line myself up, I roll it. Yes, 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 yes. All of them down. I got all 3 of my pins down. So I'm gonna walk over to my scorecard. I'm gonna do this in a little bit of distance, but just notice what I'm doing. I'm gonna walk over, I'm gonna get my ball and my pins ready. I take my marker, which is ready for my scorecard. I'm gonna write right next to Mr. Farina, right down next to my spot. I got a 0 the first time, that's okay. I'm gonna put a 0 next to Mr. Farina. But the next time, I knocked over 1, 2, and 3 pins. All 3 pins, I got a strike. So I'm gonna write down the number 3 next to my 0. And again, as I start to keep score, I'm gonna keep score the entire time. The next time that I'm ready to bowl, I put my pins back in the triangle, 2 in the back, 1 in the front, I get my ball, I bring it back, I get behind the line, and I'm ready to go again. Once again, if you knock over 1 pin, that's the score you get on your wall. If you knock over all 3, that's a strike, you get those 3. After all of your frames are done, every single one of those lines are filled in, you're gonna then add them up. We're gonna do a little math, okay? So your job is not only to do phys ed today, but at the very end, I want you to score them, total them up. If you did 10 frames and you got 3 in every frame, you'd have a score of 30, which would be phenomenal. If you had 10 frames and you only got 1 or 2 in each frame, you'd have about 15. If you didn't get many, that's okay, remember. Positive vibes. Be happy, don't worry, it's all about having fun. As I told you, those rules of PE from the first week of remote learning, all I said, work hard, have fun, and keep smiling. You got this, okay? So the technique is there. You've got how to set it up. You've got how to do your scorecard. You've got everything that you need to know to have a successful bowling lesson today. So while you're doing your bowling, I want you then to stop the video in a few short minutes. I want you to get everything prepared first, do your scorecard, get your lane ready, get your bowling pins ready and set up. And then once you have an activity ready for your mom, your dad, your aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, if you're doing it with anybody else, make sure that they're ready. And then once we're all ready to go, we're gonna be set up and we're gonna begin. You again are gonna have about 20 minutes left, okay? So take your time, do the scorecard right, make sure that you bowl right. All right, another wonderful week with you guys. Don't let me forget my chant. You know I love it, I love it, I love it. So again, my kindergarten through 5th grade friends, I am so super pumped to be here. Again, Mr. Freena is my name. I am so excited to be your gym teacher. As you can see, once again, here is my wonderful chant. I love it. It makes me feel connected to you, so do it with me. We're gonna do it before our bowling lesson so I know that I can hear you. Once again, if you're in Chalfont or any of the neighborhoods around me, do it loud, let me hear you. All right, so remember, I'm a HANBY bee. You're gonna say it right back to me. And then it says, and I love to do PE. We laugh, we smile, and we play each and every single day. HANBY, HANBY, go HANBY! All right, my wonderful bees, on to another week. Finish up your phys ed lesson. Write your discussion questions down. If you need anything, email me, dojo me, get in touch. I love to hear from you. I love to meet you guys. So again, have a wonderful rest of your week. Do your PE, do it well, do it with a smile, and I'll see you again next week. Bye, bees! Bye!